afternoon, and welcome. This afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I not only have a license to know, I have a license to thrill. Oh yeah, baby. All right. Yes, we are on a journey. We are on a thrilling journey. And we're going to start that journey by going underwater. So I hope you have your swimming costume and your snorkel. Don't worry if you don't. We are in very safe hands. Because our first speaker, Louise Harrison, well, she has worked throughout her professional life to bridge the gap between technologies, markets, and people. She has forged a career in consumer electronics, project management, marketing, and yachting. Today, she works in the underwater world of submarines and submersibles, and her personal mission is to encourage the use of these technologies to increase people's understanding and appreciation of our fragile oceans so they can be protected for future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very lovely Louise Harrison. So I'm just diving in. No, I'm coming up from under the water, and in fact, I am now heading for the stars. It's going to be a very busy afternoon, I can tell already. Our next speaker, Alex Deans, he's a 20-year-old serial inventor, and he's highly sought after as a public speaker on the themes of technology, disability, and leadership. He has been honored by Queen Elizabeth and has met with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Sir John Major, and Queen Noor of Jordan. All this, and MIT has named a planet after Alex, somewhere in a galaxy far, far away. No, actually, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Deans. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we continue, could I just ask, please, the members of EFG Private Banking, would you mind removing the bits of paper on the backs of your chair? Because we are filming the audience, and we just want them to see you and not those pieces of paper. So thank you very much for that. And as we rustle those papers, we're coming down to earth, maybe with a bit of a bump. Our next speaker, Francis Gianni, is the director of the International School of Monaco. At heart, as he will tell you, he is a philosopher. He manages a school of more than 600 students, embracing over 50 different nationalities. His daily struggle is to create a safe learning environment where education is about making choices in the real world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Francis Gianni. I don't know how many of you in the audience have children, but isn't it good to know this afternoon that parents matter? In fact, I've learned how to manage my children with confidence, and I don't even have children. So I've been in my swimming costume this afternoon. Now I'm going to change into my leotard. Oh, it's sparkly, of course. It has to be. Our next speaker, Julien Gobel, is an international artistic gymnast, and he's a member of the French national team since 2014. He's competed at the national level for Monaco. Julien started training when he was 6 years old, and 20 years later, he achieved his dream competing at the Olympic Games in Rio. Please welcome Julien Gobel. Ladies and gentlemen, you would have noted that when I introduced Julien to the stage, it was one person, except two people came onto the stage. Admittedly, one was smaller than the other, just slightly. It was the very, very talented 11-year-old Lorenzo Ames, and he has already competed in the French gymnastics championships for Monaco, and I'm sure that you will agree that he has a very promising future in the world of gymnastics. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Julian and Lorenzo. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry that they've taken that away, because I was going to vault into our next speaker. Maybe I'll just do a somersault instead. No, on second thoughts, I won't. No. In fact, for our next speaker, I'm getting back into my swimming costume. I told you that it was going to be a thrilling journey this afternoon, and already I've been in my swimming costume, I've been into my leotard, and now I'm back into my swimming costume, and I sincerely hope that it's dry from the first speaker. Otherwise, it's going to be very uncomfortable. Our next speaker has swum with great white sharks. He married his wife underwater. He's invented a diving suit, which is a cross between a manta ray and a flying squirrel. I'll model that for you later. Pierre Froehler is a world champion freediver, educator, ocean conservationist, and documentary film maker. He is also an ambassador for the Princess Charlene Foundation, whose primary objective is to save lives by putting an end to drowning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pierre Froehler. One for all and all for one. Yes? We're all a team here at TEDx Monte Carlo. I'm so glad, though, to be back on terra firma. And I'm sure that you've all heard the good news that globally, HIV infections have fallen dramatically in recent years. But unfortunately, there are a handful of countries where cases are still on the increase, and SDIs increasing even more. Our next speaker was born in one such country. Dr. Teodora Elvira Uy received her medical degree more than 30 years ago in the Philippines. She has worked tirelessly since then with the World Health Organization, Family Health International, and Ministries of Health to prevent and control the spread of HIV and sexually transmitted diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Teodora Elvira Uy. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. I told you it was going to be a thrilling ride. So I've been swimming, I've done gymnastics, I've learnt to master my body, my mind, my emotions, and I've even had sex. How was it for you? I don't know about you, but I could do with a break. I could do with a coffee. If I smoked, this would be the time when I would be lighting up a cigarette. Oh, it's wonderful. So I think that we should take a break, and I am delighted to say that the coffee break is going to be sponsored by our platinum sponsor, EFG Private Banking. So, yes, EFG Private Banking. That was banking. If you were in any doubt why you have condoms in your goodie bag, now you know. Our platinum sponsor, EFG Private Banking, not bonking, although I am following a theme here. So they have very kindly sponsored the coffee break, and what we want you to do is to go out there and enjoy yourselves. network, mingle, make the most of the activities that are outside, and come back to me in an hour, and we will continue this thrilling ride. Thank you all very much. Hey, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I say welcome back. Maybe it's also welcome if you missed the first session. If you did, why? What have you been doing? And if I said, were you having sex, it will be completely lost on you because you weren't here for the first session. So, first of all, just some housekeeping. We have a full house today, which is absolutely fabulous. But what it means is that you can actually move forward and you can change seats, come into the center, move forward to the front. So, can we put the lights up for a second? Hello. Oh, lovely to see you. This is your opportunity to once again stretch your legs and move. Can you actually move forward and move into the center as well, please? We have free seats in the front now, so please, can you move? Come on, let's get closer, okay? This is what we're encouraging this afternoon. We know that we are a team. Come on, come into the center, come nearer to the front.
We are filming, so the front is empty for speakers.
Yes. It is for the filming, so that we don't have empty seats on film. And it's because I love you. I want you to come closer to me so that I can feel that love. Let me feel the love. Okay, please come forward, move into the center, fill these empty seats. And whilst you're doing that, let me just mention that some people thought that they had lost their phones in the first session. They were found actually wedged in between their seats. So do check that. If you think that you're missing your phone, it's not your neighbor who is getting close to you. It could be wedged in the seats. So is that the only movement that we've got? Yes? Is that all right with you? Okay. Thank you very much. The lights can go down again. Thank you. So, I also wanted to mention that if you forgot your business cards today, there are these cards on the counters outside so that you can fill them in and put the information there. And shortly coming up onto the screen should be some of the graphics of Natalia. Can we have those? Yes, there they are. So, this was from the first session, and you are very pleased if, we'll be very pleased if you would share those on social media and do with them what you will. And there will be further graphics during this session and the final session. I also should mention that we were talking about sex in the first half, and I'm so sorry if you missed that. It was really good for me. And actually, two of our speakers, their wives are expecting babies. Not during the first session, that didn't happen. But actually, the births could happen during the second session. Pierre Froller's wife, the baby was kicking vigorously, so was certainly very connected to his presentation. And in this half, we have Sasha Kunkel, and his wife is expecting any moment. We just hope that all of the doctors in the house won't actually be called upon to give their services during this second session. In the intervals, fine. So, we've all seen the great science fiction movies from the 1950s featuring robots from outer space, including Gort from the film The Day the Earth Stood Still. Do you remember Kletu Barada Nikto? Do you remember that? Okay, you're all too young. Fine, go back to sleep. Now, our next speaker believes that the robot of tomorrow, or even today, will be able to communicate with us in very surprising ways. Please welcome Dr. Kohei Ogawa, Associate Professor at Osaka University in Japan, and a member of the Intelligent Robotics Laboratory. Laboratory. Yeah? Thank you. Please welcome Kohei Ogawa. He's got my glasses. I want to assure you that this is not the Android version. It is still me. No, honestly, it is. It's still me. So our next speaker, she has been a Monaco chess champion, Fiorina Berezovsky. She's actually only played chess for less than 4 years, but she is only 10. Fiorina can say checkmate in 5 different languages. Very impressive. Today, she will tell us how what has been called the game of kings has changed dramatically in the age of technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Fiorina Berezovsky. Fabulous. In the first session, I was exercising my body. In this session, I'm now exercising my mind. I'm going to be so fit by the end of this afternoon, you won't recognize me. Now, I said earlier this afternoon that I had a license to thrill. Well, there was another James Bond film and in 1995, and the villain in that film had a secret weapon, and it was called GoldenEye. Do you remember that film? GoldenEye? Okay. Better than the other one that I referenced earlier this afternoon. Somebody knows 1995. Whoopee. Now, our next speaker is well aware that this year, hackers launched a global cyber attack based on a virus which was named GoldenEye. And it blackmailed pharmaceutical companies, banks, the Ukrainian metro, and the Chernobyl nuclear power site. Pat Moran is a cyber specialist whose passion is to advise people how to best protect themselves, their families, and friends in a digital age where information sharing has become the way of life. Please welcome Pat Moran. Who knew that Siri could be so incredible? I keep on asking her to make me a cup of tea. She doesn't. Maybe that's because I am SI, superficially intelligent. Now, Pat Moran told us that we should continue partying. So what better way to do that than with some music? And some music from Ride the Clouds. They are an innovative 3-piece band based in Nice. And their original music is sometimes written, sometimes improvised, and features a unique combination of piano, saxophone, electric harp, voice, and electronic instruments. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ride the clouds. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So haunting, isn't that? Beautiful. Thank you so much. Ride the clouds. Fabulous. Thank you. Now, our next speaker, Sasha Kunkel, began his career in security by joining the French Foreign Legion when he was 18. Today, he manages Algiers Security, which is an international company that he created 10 years ago that provides both corporate and private security services all over the world. He's a soldier, businessman, and a bit of a history buff, because the name of his company and its logo are from a Viking symbol for protection. Please welcome Sasha Kunkel. Thank you, Sasha. And actually, a big thanks as well to Sasha's team at Algiers Security. They have developed the Algiers app, and that's a combination between a social network and a geolocation security app that transforms your smartphone into an alert button and a localization device. Now, you can find it for free on the App Store and Google Play, but even better, today you have a free QR code in your goodie bags. So do not miss this opportunity for safety. Thank you. Our next speaker, Johannes Pinnel, started his entrepreneurial life at the University of Monaco. And it was there that he established an association for student entrepreneurs and launched a major business forum that featured Sir Stelios and Sir Philip Green. He was driven by a desire to generate new ideas and push technology boundaries. He created his company, Mars, producing the first fully automated navigation and security system for the commercial shipping industry to protect against, amongst other threats, terrorist attacks. Please welcome Johannes Pinnel. I just want to assure you, it wasn't me. In fact, my phone is now turned off for life. I don't know about you, but actually I do feel, though, surprisingly, quite safe after all of this. And I'm continuing to feel safe because I'm delighted to say that there is a doctor in the house. Now, this next guest is delighted to be in Monaco, where he is relatively unknown. Unlike in America, where he is currently the most followed doctor on social media, with a combined following of over 3.5 million people. Dr. Mikhail Warshawski, better known as Dr. Mike, thank goodness, he's a New York-based doctor, he's a philanthropist and social entrepreneur. Please welcome People Magazine's sexiest doctor alive. Oh yeah, we're back to sex, and I'm delighted to say that it's with Dr. Mike. I told you it was going to be a thrilling journey. All this and 007, and starting off this third part of our show, the wonderfully talented Emily Johnson and her musicians Olivier Marcus and Pierre Tell. Thank you so much. Let me tell you just a little bit about Emily. She is a singer, songwriter, and composer. She has collaborated with several brilliant artists, including our own John McLaughlin, and she is about to release an album with celebrated producer Michael Narada Walton, who just happened to co-write, produce, and arrange A License to Kill for Gladys Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Johnson. And Olivier Marcus, Pierre Tell, thank you so much. Thank you. So here we are. We've swum, we've played chess, we've sung, and we've been with the sexiest doctor alive. Again, yes. How was that for you? Now, we've also had 007, and when I speak of 007, I'm also going to speak in the same breath to introduce our next speaker, who is Dr. Ernesto Ciroli. Now, his experience in international aid in Africa more than 40 years ago made him a passionate advocate for local self-determination. Today, the Ciroli Institute, based in California, teaches civic leaders, governments, and corporations how to listen to local people to create long-lasting prosperity. His 2012 TED Talk, which was titled "Shut Up and Listen," has been translated into 35 languages and viewed nearly 3 million times. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Ernesto Ciroli. I love that Ernesto was speaking about connecting passions. I would love to connect passionately with Ernesto. If his wife will allow it. Maybe at the end of the session. Now, Ernesto was also talking about teamwork, he was talking about trust, and our next speaker certainly was in a situation where she needed teamwork and trust. Usually when a daughter and her father want to strengthen that special bond, they take a pottery course together. But they may plan a camping trip or do a sponsored father-daughter dance. Our next speaker, Emily Rolfe, joined her father in a 250-kilometer foot race across the Sahara Desert at age 16. Despite temperatures of 50 degrees, desert snakes, and daily mouthfuls of sand, Emily and her father finished the race, and they raised more than £20,000 to fight diabetes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emily Rolfe. Excuse me while I just take a second. I'm exhausted just hearing about that. And also, I've been listening to my gut, and then there was a story about the blister on her foot. So I'm delighted to move on after that strenuous journey and welcome our next speaker, Hassan Mukfi, who is also known as the comic Hassan de Monaco. He is a Monaco native of Moroccan descent. And not only is Hassan an award-winning comedian, but he's also an anaesthetist nurse at the Princess Grace Hospital. So, he is one of the few comics who actually wants to put you to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, Hassan Mukfi. I do feel safe and secure, though. I'm not going to follow a comedian with jokes. I'm going to move swiftly on to our next speaker, and that is a lovely lady, Iris Roussel. She's an award-winning designer, engineer, and social entrepreneur in healthcare innovations. Through extensive training, travel, and fieldwork, she developed a passion for sustainable design and innovations based on human needs. In 2015, she created her company Osiris, which is assisted by doctors, sociologists, and anthropologists to deliver empathetic and collaborative healthcare systems with the patient at the center. Please welcome Iris Roussel. Thank you. We have a forced bus stop outside our apartment. At least I think it is a forced bus stop because a bus never stops there. Now, our next speaker, when he's not advising the leaders of Fortune 500 companies throughout the world, he is an author, singer, songwriter, music producer, and live performer. He is a self-made man, a self-made modern Renaissance man. He is also a professor, a social entrepreneur, and peace advocate whose fans include Desmond Tutu, Richard Branson, Deepak Chopra, and the Dalai Lama. Please welcome Tom Oliver. Thank you, Tom, so much. Fabulous. Well, we have certainly let it be, haven't we, this afternoon? We have followed our passions safely. We have shut up and listened, and we've learned how to trust. We've also walked in the desert. We have been in an MRI, which is like a pirate ship, and we've challenged ourselves too. And we've discovered what we want, what we really, really want. And we're going to be persistent about it too. So I promised you at the start of the afternoon that this was going to be a thrilling ride. I think that it has been a total pleasure. I've learned a lot this afternoon, and I've really enjoyed being on this journey with you. Thank you all so much.